Okay, let's play a little game of what if. I want you to imagine something. The year is 180 AD. You're in the Roman Colosseum, packed with 50,000 screaming spectators. The air smells like hot sand and, well, blood. But today, the spectacle is going to be something different. We are about to drop a team of modern special operators right into one of the most brutal arenas in all of human history.
So that's the big question, right? What happens when you unleash the most advanced fighting unit on the planet into an ancient blood sport? Can 4 elite soldiers, even the best of the best, really survive against the might of an entire empire? All right, let's dive in and really set the scene. We are in the Colosseum at the absolute peak of its glory. And watching over the whole affair is Emperor Commodus himself. You've got to understand, this isn't just a fight. It's the biggest show in the ancient world. And walking out of the tunnels onto that sand is our wild card, a 4-man Navy SEAL fire team. These guys are trained for every kind of warfare known to modern man, but they were never, ever trained for this. So, let's really break down the two sides of this completely impossible conflict. This isn't just a difference in training, This is a fundamental clash of technology, of tactics, and really of what it even means to be a warrior.
On one side, you've got the SEALs. For them, violence is a science. It's all about coordination, discipline, and using technology that, to the Romans, would look like straight-up sorcery. On the other side, the Gladiators. These guys are artists of brutality. They're professional killers who have turned close-quarters combat into a gruesome art form. And the gear? Oh man. The difference in gear is just staggering. The SEALs are rolling out with M4A1 carbines, an MK48 machine gun, sidearms, frag grenades. One guy even has an underbarrel grenade launcher. They're wearing ballistic vests made to stop bullets. And what are they up against? The best tech Rome has to offer. The Gladius short sword, the Rotarius' net and trident, and shields made of wood and bronze. Just to give you an idea of the insane firepower we're talking about, a single M4A1 carbine, switched to full auto, can spit out 950 rounds in 1 minute. That's a storm of lead that is simply unimaginable in the ancient world. Okay, the stage is set. The opponents are ready. The gauntlet begins. And the Romans are going to throw a whole series of escalating threats at these mysterious new warriors, starting with a real crowd pleaser. First up is a classic venatio, a beast hunt. The gates open, and 2 starved African lions are let loose in the arena. The SEALs don't panic. They react with pure training, instantly spreading out into a defensive semicircle, rifles up. And the 50,000 spectators, they go absolutely nuts. This is exactly what they paid to see. Man versus beast. It's a bloody spectacle they've seen 100 times. And then, a sound that no one in that stadium has ever heard. The first lion charges. At 30 meters out, 2 sharp cracks, and it drops dead in mid-leap. The second lion freezes, totally confused by the noise. 3 more rounds, and the king of the jungle is down for the count. 5 shots. That's it. The entire Colosseum is stunned into absolute silence. You really have to try and imagine the psychological shock here. That crack of a gunshot isn't just a loud noise to them. It's an impossibility. It's thunder from a clear blue sky. Some in the crowd think the SEALs must be gods. Others are whispering about witchcraft. And Emperor Commodus? He's just getting annoyed. Next up, for the midday entertainment, 10 convicts are sent in, promised their freedom if they win. The SEALs immediately shift formation, going back-to-back in a tight circle. Each one covers their own 90-degree arc. They've just turned the center of the arena into a perfect kill box. They use controlled, single shots to conserve ammo and just efficiently neutralize the entire disorganized mob. Okay, now come the pros. A heavily armored Murmillo gladiator and a quick, nimble Retiarius try to coordinate an attack. The Retiarius, with no armor, goes down instantly. But then, something interesting happens. The Murmillo's big shield actually deflects a bullet. For a split second, the SEAL just adjusts his aim, switches to full auto, and walks a burst of fire right up the gladiator's body. Problem solved. The warm-ups are officially over. Commodus is annoyed, he's intrigued, and he decides to end this whole strange display by throwing the organized might of his military into the arena. The battle is about to get a whole lot harder. And the assault just builds and builds. First, another wave of gladiators, but this time with an archer providing cover. The SEALs, of course, prioritize the range threat. He's down before he can even knock an arrow. A single fragmentation grenade takes care of 2 more attackers. But then, Commodus goes all out. He orders a full military display, 20 infantry, cavalry, and 2 war chariots. As a chariot thunders past, its archer gets lucky. He manages to land the first real hit of the day. An arrow finds one of the few weak spots in a SEAL's armor, sinking deep into his shoulder. It's a serious wound, but the operator stays in the fight, switching his rifle to his other hand and shooting one-handed while his team focuses their fire to take down the chariot's horses. When the dust finally clears, the Roman soldiers are all down, but the SEALs have paid a heavy price. One has that bad shoulder wound. Another took a sword to the calf earlier. They're exhausted from hauling around almost 90 pounds of gear, and most importantly, their ammunition is getting dangerously low. Sensing weakness, Emperor Commodus decides it's time for the grand finale. He's going to step into the arena himself. This is it, the final, desperate showdown against the very heart of Roman power. And let's be clear, their situation is critical. We're talking maybe 1 rifle magazine left for each of them. They're completely out of grenades, 2 of the 4 guys are wounded. All they have left is their training and that grim determination to see this thing through to the end. And then, the final boss enters the stage. Emperor Commodus himself, flanked by 10 of his elite Praetorian guards, steps onto the blood-soaked sand. The crowd is silent. The SEALs form up one last time, back to back, ready to go down swinging. The Praetorians charge. The SEALs empty the very last of their rifle magazines into the guards, then immediately switch to their sidearms. In the middle of all that chaos, Commodus sees an opening and moves in to finish off a wounded operator. But the SEAL reacts on pure instinct, pulling his combat knife and driving it deep into a gap in the Emperor's armor, right into his throat. And so, when the dust finally settles, the 4 Navy SEALs are the last ones standing. They've faced beasts, gladiators, soldiers, and the Emperor himself. And they've won. But hey, this is just one take on it. With all their ammo gone and half the team wounded, could they really have survived what happened next? Now I'm turning it over to you. What do you think would happen?